Evil kindness. Xiefeng. The noble die for their confidence. As someone influenced by Confucian culture, I also hold this view of life. While I doubt whether I could die for a confidant, walking the path with those who understand me, sharing joys and sorrows, is what I pursue. Drinking tea, chatting, climbing mountains, traveling with those who understand me always brings a sense of delight. True friends are hard to find in life. Although they say, grass is green everywhere under the sky, in this finite life, if one finds a confidant, discovers a patch of green grass, and fails to cherish it, assuming there's an abundance ahead, they are likely to miss opportunities and regret for a lifetime. If we do not walk with those who understand us, should we stay with those who do not? Repay kindness received with gushing gratitude is a value I adhere to. When someone helped me at a critical time, pulling me out of a predicament, guiding me out of confusion, showing me hope, healing wounds, how could I forget the pain? Repaying kindness is the virtue of a true gentleman. Repaying kindness with enmity is the conduct of a petty person. Before going abroad, I encountered a confidant who was the CEO of a limited industrial development company that I met after starting my own business. I mentioned his name in the postscript of Life Genuine, saying, "Meeting you during my journey, receiving your help is like being nourished by the rain. I throw a spiritual beam toward the sky, wishing you a smooth journey ahead." This is my blessing for him and for all the other confidants I've encountered on my life journey. After going abroad, I discovered a massive potential market. In gratitude, I soon wrote to this CEO, informing him about the considerable profits from overseas markets. He was excited and promptly replied, appointing me as the manager of the company's overseas department. Everything was running smoothly for a while. To expedite progress, I made a request to the CEO. "I need to rent an office, set up a telephone, and buy a car. Please have the corporate headquarters consider this request." Anyone who has run a company overseas knows that an office, a fax machine, and a car are basic necessities. However, those who haven't traveled abroad might think riding a bicycle or taking public transportation suffices. Stalled. After my request, I received no further response from the CEO. Later, I learned that the hitch occurred due to several vice presidents, the CEO's spouse, and caring friends who concerned about him. Upon learning of my request, they cautioned him, saying, "Be cautious, do not fall for his tricks. This person is ambitious. He might be a fraud." A great opportunity, capable of bringing the CEO immense wealth, fizzled out, vanished, and miscarried. This happened in the name of kind concern. Later, the increasing success and growth of many Chinese compatriots in this place confirmed my initial judgment. Instead of the kindness and warnings from those around the CEO, if he had taken swift action and seized the opportunity, this industrial company would have evolved into an entirely different entity. Upon pondering this for a long time, I realized the kindness around the CEO was a kind of evil kindness. Evil kindness always presents itself as sincere, considerate, caring, and "it's for your own good." Yet, it consistently sets invisible obstacles in the way of others' development, ruining their bright prospects. You must be careful. Be cautious not to fall for it. Always be cautious of others. This person is ambitious. You must be cautious. Allow me to speak frankly. I'm doing this for your own good. Evil kindness not only ruins someone's bright future, but can also crush their beliefs, create discord among brothers and sisters, make friends and colleagues turn against each other, cause divorce between spouses, sow hatred between parents and children, lead partners to court, cause the downfall of political parties, dissolve organizations, bring turmoil to nations, and bring disgrace to ethnic groups. Evil kindness is everywhere, always cloaked in kindness, making it hard to guard against. Those with a twisted mind, lacking genuine talent, those with a cunning mind but no substantial intellect, insistent on displaying themselves as frogs at the bottom of a well, and those who cannot argue logically, provide evidence, and thrive on baseless speculation are the breeding grounds of evil kindness. Benevolent evil. Xiefeng. Once while watching Animal World on TV, I came across a scene. A tall tree with a bird's nest, a big bird cruelly driving away a young bird seemingly not fully feathered from the nest. The young bird, panicked, tried to hide, squeezing back into the nest. The bird mother, seemingly lacking any sympathy for her daughter, flapped her wings, squawked, not letting it take a step back, eventually forcing the young bird to fly away from the tree nest and clumsily spread its wings for the first time. The fledgling bird landed clumsily on the grass, and the big bird promptly flew to a branch not far from it, preening its feathers. But observing the newly liberated young bird, chirping and hopping joyfully on the ground, it seemed to say, "Mom, look, I can fly. I can hop on the ground. Life outside is so much freer and comfortable than in the nest. Look, Mom, I can even catch insects. Oh, the outside world is wonderful." At first glance, the mother bird's act of driving away her offspring seemed evil. Yet, upon seeing the joyful scene of the young bird on the ground, I immediately recognized that the mother bird's seemingly evil actions were, in fact, a form of benevolent evil. Inspired by the big bird, I employed a kind of benevolent evil in raising my own child. Starting at 13, my child took charge of the family's dinner, learned to drive at 14, and began driving to school at 16. I never did tasks he could manage himself. At 16, he competed for the position of the student company's general manager and succeeded. Regarding university, I said he could choose any university in the USA, UK, Australia, or South Africa, except elite schools like Harvard or MIT due to unaffordable tuition fees. Eventually, he researched online, contacted universities, and chose a top-ranked university within the global top 100. At 18, he left home, the nest, went to the US and UK embassies to apply for his visa himself, bought a plane ticket, registered in the USA, found accommodation, opened a bank account, and everything went smoothly. Finally, like the big bird, I drove my child out of the nest. Consequently, just like the young bird landing on the grass, he discovered a broader world and a space of freedom beyond the nest. His academic performance remained outstanding, and he received care and support from various quarters. People who know us envy our obedient and sensible child, but little do they know that I employed an evil educational method. Whether educating children, managing employees, or governing countries, leading people should adopt benevolent evil. Pure kindness ultimately harms oneself and others. Only benevolent evil can save both. To those who are ignorant, the most effective approach is to employ a strategy of benevolent evil, as they are unresponsive to reason and unmoved even in life-threatening situations. Resorting to a fascist dictatorship is inhumane, leaving us with no option but to employ evil methods. To those who damage nature, those who cause trouble without reason, those who lazily parasitize, and those who are fanatics, the most effective way to rescue them is through a form of benevolent evil. If we spend too much time waiting for them to understand it, it is too late and humanity will be on the brink of catastrophe. Children who cannot swim insist on bathing in the river. Those unfamiliar with electricity want to touch high-voltage wires. Those lacking faith insist on freedom. And those unfamiliar with Chinese culture and the human spiritual world insist on advocating private ownership. Is it wise for them to follow their own whims without considering the consequences not only for themselves, but also for the future of others and the entire nation? Humanity faces an immense potential disaster. We are standing at the edge of a precipice. It's time to wake up. 98% of people are currently in the nest. Don't you want to fly freely like the young bird? All authoritarian systems are nests. Can there be prospects for those crowded and fussing within these nests for an extended period? All religions are nests. Can there be prospects for those dreaming with closed eyes within these nests for an extended period? Like the big bird, Life Genuine aims to encourage the young birds to leave the nest. Only by flying out of the nest can you understand the benevolent evil of Life Genuine. Soar into the world, and it becomes yours. Remain behind, and it leads to a dead end.